happens, and I think it's primarily psychological. But just, bear with me on this thought experiment. Take your average politician, the most theatrical, the Greens, the Pelosi's, the Boeberts, the Trumps, right? Take these people. You know what? Let me take Trump out of that. You see, that's why you gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? Check your biases before you get yourself in trouble. Trump is an entertainer. He's a reality star. He's the actual star, right? His show was very, very successful. He did very well on camera. You can have your opinion of his performance. It's just like, think about any other actor, right? About the best actor out there, I guarantee you there's people who hate their acting, right? But the bottom line is, he does well on camera. He did well on camera. That's some of the biggest money he made. But whatever, let's put him aside. I don't want to derail the whole conversation. Forget about him. I'm talking about the quote-unquote traditional politicians. The Greens, the Boeberts, the Jim Jordans, the Matt Gaetz, right? Take these people and put them on television as actors. And imagine that they appeared identical to the way they appear now in politics. So imagine if Boebert and Gates, Jordan spoke exactly the way they do now in politics. Now, in theory, for some people, they believe they're being genuine, right? So they're not acting. So if they were speaking the same way, then that would be some phenomenal acting, right? Because that means that they sound, even though they're playing a part in a sci-fi movie, for example, they seem genuine because there's no distinction between them, talking on a stage in real life versus them playing this role. I think most people, even the ones who like these people, would rate them very, very poorly. They would be of the caliber to be, some late night, those movies that never make it to the theater, made for TV, and they play them at like 3 in the morning. That's where you'd see Jim Jordan and most of these clowns. But if their acting is so horrible, and in fact that they're acting, which is what I suggest, why is it that such poor acting seems to be so effective, right? Because these people are raising crazy money, they're rising to positions of power in the Republican Party, so it's working for them. And if you're so awful, and I would suggest that, again, they are actors, they're acting, and it's bad. It's very, very obvious. It's just like that example I gave to you. The best is yet to come. It's like, they're like, who would believe these people, right? So what's the problem, right? Why does it work? Why are they able to get as far as they do if in fact their acting is so bad? Because psychology, because emotion, right? When it comes to politics, Americans, again, are very tribal, and in general, not just for politics, Americans are very emotional people, in my view, which makes them, great targets to exploit and manipulate and all that kind of stuff. So even though when I look at it's funny, like these guys, I look at Matt Gaetz, or even look at Kevin McCarthy, and even like a Tim Pool. I hear these people's voices, and there's not even a sense of any kind of genuine to their voices. You look at Kevin McCarthy, his entire face, it's like I would love to I would love to be able to be a fly on the wall, and be inside of the homes. It's gonna sound really creepy. Be inside of the homes of people like Jim Jordan, Tim Pool, and watch them speaking to the people that they're closest to. I want to hear. Listen. You know, you take from it what you will, but I feel like I don't even know what Kevin McCarthy's voice sounds like. Like, I want to let you guys know, like, how serious this is. I feel like I don't know what Kevin McCarthy's voice sounds like. Because every time he's speaking, he always seems like he's playing a character. I mean, you look at the expression on his face. I mean, Kevin McCarthy's on some, well, the American people, the American people, they know better. They know better than this. I feel that the American people, they are better than this. And they know that they're being lied to, right? And this is really upsetting. I'm upset. I'm upset right now. I am very upset right now. And this is outrageous. This that the Democrats are doing, it's outrageous. It boggles the mind. It's just like, what is this? Right? His voice sounds so fake. His micro expressions, it's like this guy's playing a character 24/7. But it works. Because the audience that he plays to is emotionally compromised due to their politics, their ideology. Right? He panders to their ideology, tells them what they want to hear, and all of a sudden he becomes a superstar. It is the equivalent of a guy who is a player, shall we say, guy who sleeps around a lot. He's abusive, really, really bad guy as far as women are concerned, right? And he'll be dating this woman, and to everybody else, this guy is so fake. So fake. Every time he buys flowers, he just so happens to be horny. Alright? It's like, she thinks he's being romantic. Everybody else knows what the real deal is. Right? Only calls people when he needs something from them. I mean, it's just so obvious. And the stuff that he says and the acting, girl, you know it's true. Ooh, 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 I love you. And people are like, look at this Milli Vanilli clown over here talking about love. He can't even spell love. Spell love. I bet you can't even spell love. Right? So obvious. Every night coming late from work, always got some excuse. I'm working hard at this project, whatever. Everybody else is like, this guy's a liar. He's playing you. He's cheating on you. Yet his girlfriend, no, he's not cheating on me. You don't know him like I know him. You're just a hater. Right? You're just a hater. I know he did things in the past, but he's changed now. He really loves me. You don't know him. Like, that is what the American voters, right? AOC fans. You don't know AOC like I know AOC. AOC is not cheating on me. She's really fighting. She's doing this back, these deals. You don't know what kind of wheeling and dealing she did with Pelosi behind the scenes. You don't know. Right? Sorry, but I have to. If you don't know me by now, you will never, never, never know me. Ooh. Trump is lying to you guys. He's lying. Oh, he's not a liar. Trump loves me. You don't know Trump like I know Trump. He really loves me. He bought me flowers yesterday right before we got it on. Bump and grind. My pony, jump on it. Jim Jordan, he's lying to you, man. Look at him, he's putting on a show. He doesn't care about this country. No, you don't know Jim Jordan like I know Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan, he has such a big heart. He loves me. Jim Jordan loves me. He bought me flowers last night just before we bump and grind. I'm telling you, man, there is a parallel here. I know, uncomfortable truth. The truth is hard to swallow sometimes, right? So people gonna try to tell me I'm stretching. You're reaching. What are you talking about? So this is the response, right? I'm stretching, I'm reaching. And then also, you're going to be silent how fake the politicians you don't like are. Right? So if you don't like AOC, you're not gonna have nothing to say about me, implying that she's just an actor, just playing a role, right? You're not gonna have any problem with that because you don't like her either. You will just conveniently talk about Jim Jordan or, politicians you do like. Right? Tell me I'm just a hater, I'm a liberal, blah, blah, blah. Or flip it, right? You're gonna be laughing at me talking about Jim Jordan and these other buffoons. But then when I say AOC, notice that your behavior is the same, your political opponents. They too have nothing to say about my critique. On the left, the statement will be, how dare you try to compare AOC to the likes of Robert? I ain't comparing nobody to nothing. Get out of here with that. I ain't comparing nobody to nothing. Nobody. All I'm doing is identifying people that are playing a certain game, right? I'm not saying they're playing it on the same level. I'm not saying they're doing it for the same identical reasons necessarily. All I'm saying is fakeity fake Democrats, Republicans, ones you like, the ones you don't like. Stop thinking that supposedly the politicians that you do like somehow are not just American politicians. American politicians, very dishonest, very corrupt, right? So even though you may like them, that doesn't change who they are. This is, and especially the people on the left should understand this, it's systematic, right? That's a big topic on the left, systematic. Well, politicians being corrupt, it's systematic. Such that even if you have a good person who for some crazy reason decides to be a politician, they're not going to be a good person for very long because it's systematic. I'm going to speak in the terms that the left can understand. All right? You and I, like a lot of folks on the right don't want to accept this, but you and I know the real deal with the police, right? We know it's not a few bad eggs. We know it's systematic, right? We know this, right? There's folks on the right that don't want to accept that. They go, no, it's right, but we know it's systematic. It ain't a few bad eggs, it's a few good eggs, right? Systematically, the police in this country are very corrupt, right? What is evidence of this fact? Well, generally speaking, the ones who get ousted or ostracized are the whistleblowers, right? I can't even think of any example of like a bad cop getting ostracized. Not saying it's never happened, but that's just generally not what happens. The ones who get ostracized are the whistleblowers, the ones who speak out, the ones who say, listen, this is wrong what we're doing. They're the ones that get reassigned to a dangerous or bad precinct, right? They're the ones who get sabotaged by their, brothers in blue, right? Same thing with politicians. But keep with the parallel, right? Systematic. So what happens when a person who has good intentions joins a systematically corrupt institution like the police departments in this country, right? It seems like everyone around you seems to have a different definition of integrity, playing by different rules, right? And you don't like it, but this is your job now, right? And the brotherhood is seductive, right? Wanting to be part of the club, to fit in, right? Very seductive. So, compromise here. It's a little compromise. Compromise there. Before you know it, hard to tell the difference between you and your brothers in blue, right? You have bent so many rules, you accepted so many wrongs and unethical things that you are now part of the problem. You're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. I would suggest to you this is exactly what happens in politics. So even if there was a politician that you like people want, what's this woman's name? Girl, I'll call her girl. Marianne Williamson or whatever her name is. I swear it's amazing how these liberals it's the same thing on the right. It's not a left versus right thing. It's Americans. I don't know what they're thinking, but how many politicians are gonna betray you before you get it, right? It's just like Obama, Bernie, AOC, but yet the liberals are always waiting with open arms for the next hope and change. So now Marianne Wilson, Mrs. Vote Blue no matter who. And it's funny, one of these hardcore supposed leftists, like we're the real leftists, who like to call out the fake progressives, right? Falling for this. And I pointed it out to this person. I said, hey man, this woman is a Vote Blue no matter who. And they were like, no, 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 I don't think she, no, no, no. This is somebody who's so like, hardcore leftist, right? That's calling out, I'm gonna tell everybody, you're not the real left. You're not the real left. No, we're the real left. You guys are not the real left. We know what left is. You don't know what left, right? That person falling for a vote blue, no matter who. I mean, very overtly. Like, from the very beginning, this woman seemed like red flags everywhere. From the very first time that I got exposed to her, she seemed on some grift, like she's trying to sell some The Secret books or something. Like this was a fake campaign, like right away. And I know some people think that I'm so scorned that I just like, I see everyone as like corrupt or whatever. But no, they were like definitive things that she was doing and saying that fit a pattern. Right? See, the problem is that I don't get emotionally vested in these things. Right? So when these characters come out, their spells don't work on me. Right? So right away I can see stuff like, hey, that don't sound right. But a lot of these folks, liberals, people on the left, emotional people, man, just like on the right. And some new character comes out and says the right words. We got to do better, the American people, and this and that, and the Democratic Party is not the party of the American people. Like, oh wow, she's on the left talking about the Democrats are not. Wow, she's speaking some truth. Right. I'm an old man, so I don't even know how I got into talking about this. I totally got so caught up in wherever I was going that I don't even know where my destination is or how I even chose to be on this road that I'm on. The road is long. Was I talking about people on the left with, how did I get there though? I don't even know. I don't even remember, man. It's too early in the morning. Too early in the morning. But yeah, man. I don't know, man. I mean, we gotta learn critical thinking in this country. For that, we've got to learn how to control our emotions, because it is the emotions that cloud the ability to critically think. So even if you have the ability to think critically, right, your emotions can shut that down, such that you can think critically about things that you don't have an emotional connection to. Right? So let's say you're planning a vacation, right? Making decisions about how you're gonna get there. Should you fly? Should you drive? When should you book? How should you book? Right? Should you plan out a schedule ahead of time of what you're gonna do on what days, or just like, do it sort of freestyle? You know what I mean? What time in the morning should you get up for your flight? Like all these kinds of things, right? What should you carry with you? Like where it's just a trip, you're just taking a trip. That person could be very clever and think very sort of methodically and just logically. Then have that same person think about politics. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, Marion Wilson, she's different. She's not like the squad. No, she's really gonna fight for us. Another example. You super get it when you're talking about somebody else's partner, right? Why would they do this if they really wanted to blah, 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 blah? Think about it. Why would they say such and such when before they were saying such and such? Clearly, they're lying to you. If they really meant to blah, 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 then they would have blah, 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 blah. Right? Then when it's your partner, oh, when it's your partner, what are you talking about? He would never lie to me. He would never cheat on me. He would never lie to me. He would never cheat on me, man. What are you talking about? He's a good man. Right? Right. I see you. I see you. This is the Debate Me channel. One of my wipers when it's not raining. Debate me in the comment section below. Click on the like button. Subscribe. Oh. It's close. Anyway, on that note, until next time, guys, be well. Check your biases. Check your emotions. Learn how to critically think. And consider for a moment all those issues you see with people who vote differently than you do. The way they think, the way they speak, the way they behave. Consider for a moment that some of that, just a little bit maybe, some of that, just a little bit, might be within you. Because after all, they're just human, and you're just human, right? Stop thinking that people who disagree with you in politics are somehow aliens. They got the same mushy brain, that mushy, faulty brain that we all have as humans, right? As part of the animal kingdom. So flawed that in 2023, many of us don't even know that we're animals. Amazing. I don't know what they're teaching us in school, but people still in 2023 talking about, you know, stop behaving like an animal. What? That's like saying stop behaving like a two-legged being. What? Right? So you got the same mushy brain, the same ego compromise, the same inconsistency and emotional vulnerability, right? So you may not exhibit these flaws in the exact same way, but the idea, think about this for a second, the idea that somehow you are totally immune to the things that lead your political opponents down the dark holes that they end up in is ridiculous. Right? You are only human. And what the behavior of your political opponents is human behavior. Right? We're not all the same, right? Understood. But when you're talking about the overall behavior of a group of people, right? Large group of people, then you're not talking about individual issues, right? You're talking about human nature, right? You have some people that will be like slow or have other serious, you know, character flaws. That's different. But when you look at overall conservatives, overall liberals, overall progressives, right? The idea that somehow they're mentally retarded or something or they're aliens. No, they got the same defective, mushy brain that you have, right? The same defects. That is the human experience that leads them to think the way they do or not think the way they do. You are also susceptible to the same thing. You have to imagine yourself to be an 80-year-old person. You're an 80-year-old person in some senior center, and you're complaining about how forgetful everybody is. These people are so forgetful. Oh man, they're so forgetful. Well, they don't remember anything. Oh, these people in here, oh, it's so frustrating. They don't remember anything. Okay. You're also very old, right? The reason that they're forgetful has to do with age. You are also very old. Maybe you're not as forgetful as them, maybe. Maybe you just don't realize how forgetful you are because you're forgetful. You don't remember how much you forget, right? How many times you forget things, you don't remember that, right? So maybe take a moment and humble yourself and recognize that the people that you're complaining about are not aliens, they're humans. In that old people home, like everyone's old. That's why they're forgetting stuff. Humans are very emotional. Emotions lead to irrational thinking, right? That's a human characteristic. It's not a right-wing characteristic. It's not a liberal characteristic. Now, because we're not robots, the left and the right are not going to be equally flawed in the same way, right? Because people are different. So groups of people that are flawed in a certain way might lead them down the same politics, and groups of people that are flawed in a different way might lead them down a different route. But ultimately we're talking about flawed human beings, right? So again, take a moment whenever you, like I said, whenever you point a finger out, there's 3 fingers pointing right back at you. So take a moment whenever you think to look down upon your political opponents. Conservatives are so dumb. Liberals are so dumb. Consider how dumb you might be, because you are human as well. Why are they dumb? They're not aliens, they're humans. Same reason why they are quote unquote dumb, maybe you are, in different ways, right? Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Have a great day. Happy Monday. Until next time.